And like, I didn't expect it to be this hard. Like, you connect to all the people that you went to school with when you were a little kid. They're all in college, and where are you? Nowhere. I just feel like I'm nowhere right now. Everybody's doing something with their lives, and I'm not.
A lot has happened since we last checked in with Jerisha Walker, who 6 months ago had turned to Debbie McCullough and enrolled herself back into Tulsa Hope Academy, less than a year from high school graduation. Things were looking good, but since then Jerisha has lost her job. She's been suspended from school, moved out of her apartment and into her sister's chaotic household, and even got into a couple of fistfights, one of which landed her in the hospital with 9 stitches in her arm. Walker knows her chaotic past is nipping at her heels.
That's all I was ever going to be, is somebody, like a person on somebody's couch, laying on somebody's couch every night. Not doing nothing with my life. No job, no education, no nothing. So, like, I sat in the room one day thinking about all the negative stuff that people have said to me, and it's really starting to affect me. And it's like, it really does scare me, because I feel like the stuff that people spoke upon me is kind of starting to happen. So,
Jerisha said she can feel her old self creeping back to the surface. The excitement of a new adventure has yielded to the grind of an everyday commitment. And Jerisha finds herself once again with a choice. It seems Jerisha's success was so fragile that, like most downfalls, it started with a seemingly insignificant event. She lost her job.
And then I just walked out. I was like, okay. I was mad for about an hour, and then my friend made me get over it. He was like, it's a job. Find another one. Stop crying.
Today you didn't go to school. Has there been other times too?
Mm-hmm.
You just feel unmotivated lately? Or?
Yeah. It's been driving me insane. I've been stressed out. Me not having a job is really interfering with me going to school, because I don't want to be at school because I'm worried about where I'm going to live.
I think you have them really take a look at it. Are you really messing the whole thing up? Let's look at what you've accomplished. And then address the setback, and, how can you overcome that and still continue to move forward? I think you have to help people look at really where they've come from and how far they've grown, and, how much they've accomplished, and focus on those successes and the strengths that they have.
One thing led to another. Because she couldn't find a job right away, she didn't have money, which meant that after a while she had to move out of her apartment. She spent a couple days with Miss Debbie, then moved in with her sister and her family, where she started fighting with her sister's boyfriend. In the meantime, she was suspended from school for a week for mouthing off to a teacher. Jerisha says it was a misunderstanding and refused to apologize. Then the turning point. Miss Debbie and Jerisha got into an argument at her house.
She said that's what I'm doing, is I keep quitting. Like, when I'm about to reach a goal, I quit.
And so that's when I finally just said, look, seems like to me that you're making a whole lot of excuses.
But she's never yelled at me. She yelled at me. And for her to yell at me, it really made me think.
You have a choice to make here. Are you going to keep feeling sorry for yourself, or are you going to pick yourself up and you're going to move on and quit making excuses?
It was like she was screaming and shaking me to get it through my head, even though she wasn't physically, but like, it was like she was trying to make her point. And like,
because life is just hard sometimes. There's always going to be stuff that happens that you don't like. Why is it that you want to give up when you're so close every time?
The feeling of success creates kind of some fear and some vulnerability for them. So there's this almost self-sabotage that takes place, that I'm going to mess up purposefully, or I'm going to make some decisions that are going to cause problems for me so that this other person doesn't blindside me with another disappointment or another letdown.
I believe that most people that we work do make it. Now, it may not happen exactly how we think it's going to happen or in what our mind, we have pictured for them, but it does happen. And it may not happen within 3 months or 6 months or a year, but down the road, they've gained the tools that they need to help them move forward.
But I think I think it could have gone either way. I think it could have gone either way. I think she could have just decided, hopefully we planted enough seeds in her that she was willing to look at herself, I hope.
Because I'm like, if I don't accomplish anything else this year, I'm gonna graduate. Anything else, I'm going to graduate.